again.
You are now listening to the Bigfoot Archery Podcast. Welcome. You know, one thing I thought that we should, I don't know if it's worth addressing, but all those pros leaving Darton.
So, is there any more news on it, though?
No.
Oh.
But I guess we better stick to the agenda that we planned. Was just a general introduction of who we are and what we've been doing.
That's right.
You want to go ahead? Give it to us.
Sure. All right, so my name is Carlos Bersabe. That is the anglicized version of how to pronounce my name. I go by Timber in the Air Force, which means I'm in the Air Force. Husband, father of 4 kids as of now. That'd be awesome if there was a number 5. Let's see.
You're a wild man.
I'm a wild man.
You're a glutton for punishment.
Oh, come on now.
But they're fun.
Oh, my gosh,
They're a
are
blessing.
they? Yeah, they are. Yeah, and so I've been shooting archery since, I've been addicted to archery since 2006. I know he's not here, but he's here in spirit because right now my buddy's over in Nashville, the often fabled and legendary Cliff. He's the one who got me into archery big time. So I was his next door neighbor when we were stationed at Minot Air Force Base. And he had me draw back a 70-pound bow. And I was a strapping young man back in the day. And I thought, 70 pounds, easy peasy lemon squeezy. No, it was not.
No.
And I told him.
Not if you've never done it.
Yeah, exactly. And I told him, I was like, look, give me a week and I'll draw it back. And he laughed at me. I came back a week and I drew it back. And next thing I know, I'm into a bow. I'm into another bow and another bow. And really, it's all Cliff's fault because he's the bad influence. And, there's a bow press over there, a whole bunch of bow parts. And, oh, man, it has been a wild ride for this wild man.
What about your hunting career? Because I know you've obviously been stationed all over the United States. You've probably had some unique opportunities.
Yeah, so South Carolina to Illinois, Illinois to California, California, North Dakota, Alabama, Wyoming to Nebraska, and I didn't get to hunt any animals unless you count those ISIS bastards. But you don't eat them. But I've gotten to see a whole lot of, like whitetail itself. I did not realize hunting in South Carolina versus Illinois and Nebraska, and North Dakota, how ginormous.
It's a colt.
Oh my gosh, those whitetails in those regions are so big. In South Carolina, you could probably, depending on...
Oh, over in Nebraska compared to like the South?
Yeah, like North Dakota, the size difference of these animals. I thought it was a different species of whitetail. I was like...
I thought you were going to go on about the community.
Oh, that too.
It is a cult following.
Oh,
for
yeah,
sure,
that too.
Out east and down south.
Oh, for that
The
part is
whitetail's
true.
A different world.
Oh, yeah, that part's true.
Yeah.
But there's nothing... And here's the thing. For me, there's nothing that's going to replace Wyoming. Why? Because I have all those animals in one state, and we have elk, which are technically like big giant turkeys.
I should have known that was coming.
That was a good setup.
You didn't even make it 2 minutes in.
Oh my gosh. Chance, if you watch this, that was for you, bud.
Wow.
So what about you?
Right on. So, I was born in the West out here, Denver. Grew up in a hunting family. Been walking the woods since I was 12 years old. Stacked a few elk in the couple years. I'm 34 now, so do the math. I've gotten a few elk. Been blessed to do that. Started shooting a bow relatively recently compared to you guys. I've only been shooting a bow since 07. Nope, that's way wrong.
I was about to say,
that's
not as long
way
as
wrong because I wasn't even. No, it was 8 years ago.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So 17, 16.
Yeah, okay.
So started.
Holy smokes, that's a long time. Technically, I came back from my last deployment in 17. Yeah. I did not. Putting that into perspective like that,
Yeah.
I did not realize just how long ago that
I
was.
was a rifle hunter for my whole childhood. We used to hunt down by Gunnison, the Cochetopa Dome out there down south. Good elk area. It was always a family affair.
Yeah.
That yearly trip. I mean, a lot of great memories. That's where I learned how to drive. Deer hunting, mule deer hunting down there was good. Got a few of them. Moved up to Wyoming. Right around that time, I started shooting a bow because I was moving into a new area. I'd never been hunting up here before. Fished a lot. My grandpa actually had a cabin on the Miracle Mile.
No kidding.
Yeah, that's where I learned how to fish.
Oh, wow.
So I was blessed on both sides of my family. My dad's side hunted. My mom's side was a big fisherman family.
Oh, my gosh.
So kind of got best of both worlds. I'm probably a better fisherman, arguably, because, I mean, I could catch them. But I just leaned into bow hunting after I got my first elk with a bow.
What bow was it?
It was a Bear Sportsman's Warehouse special.
Oh, okay.
I mean, not a bear bow, but a Bear Archery compound.
Yeah.
That bow I just actually split the limbs on. So that kind of hurt my feelings.
I'm sorry, dude. I showed you the video. It's not like I made it up.
Well, that bow wasn't designed to do that.
Yeah.
That little yoke trick. So
yeah.
That's all right. It'll go on the wall. It got me my first elk, so
There you
that is
go.
all good. Yeah, so just sharpening myself out here, more hunting because I hunt by myself out here because all my family, they really can't get a tag up here very easily.
Well, you don't have to hunt by yourself anymore.
Yeah.
Not if you don't want to. Unless you don't want to hunt with me and Cliff. I guess it's fine.
Well, it don't matter to me. I mean, I'm used to it. My son comes on a few trips during September during the early season when it's warm because he kind of gets grumpy when he sleeps and it's cold because the wall tent, it doesn't really wake me up till the fire starts dying real far down and it gets cold in there and then you wake up. So throw more logs on the fire then. But yeah, I mean, chasing animals for a long time, doing all right at it, getting better by the year, getting repeatable. I mean, last year was probably the most elk I ever seen. Had a shot on a cow, choked, but it was a clean miss, so I wasn't too mad about it.
How far was it?
43. It was
43.
a slam dunk. She was walking. I made the mistake. I should have stopped her. I ranged, drawed. She was still walking. I was just let it go. So
Oh, okay.
I should have stopped her because she didn't see me. But it was a good setup. Saw a lot of elk. Had opportunity. I had a bull the first day I walked. Opening day. And I just didn't have a shot. It was in an old logging road. But those pines, the trees coming up in it are like eye level because they're new growth coming in the road.
Eye level to you.
Yeah. So, I mean, trying to get a shot.
I'm short.
Trying to get a shot through that stuff was impossible. But, yeah, I was probably 30, 40 yards from that bull. So,
Good gravy.
I mean, getting a little bit better at sneaking up on them, using public land tactics. I think a lot of people get wrapped up in trying to call them in from miles away. And, I don't know. I've just had more luck being a silent wolf, cow calls here and there, and
Dude,
play the elk mode. Be quiet.
I like Paul Medell's system, man. Elk Nut, if you've never subscribed to Elk Nut stuff, Paul Medell, that guy, he knows what he's doing and he knows what he's talking about. And here's the thing. I'm not going to say I'm not a great caller. I think I sound pretty good.
Yeah.
But making sounds is one thing. Talking their language is another thing.
Oh, yeah. It's duck hunting is closer to elk hunting than turkey.
Oh, my gosh.
I said it. No, but it's a language.
Yeah, it is.
It is, because you got to speak the duck language to them to get them to come. But I think that's the same for all the animals you call that. So I just had to get that out.
I know.
But hauling a limit of goose is probably similar to turkey.
I don't know.
It's heavier.
I'm gonna try to go turkey hunting probably next week. I got a wing bone call that I want to try out, but I don't know. For me, the aspect of elk hunting and just archery, one of the reasons why we're doing this to begin with for Bigfoot archery is that we're relatively young, I would say, in comparison to a lot of the people that we meet.
Yeah.
And it seems to be far less younger people compared to the older generation. And to us, we're just trying to bring new blood in because there's
Absolutely.
just so much to archery that you can never truly be bored.
Yeah.
You can't.
You take it as far as you want.
Oh my gosh, it's nuts.
It's never ending.
And no bow is the same.
No.
Like I just got the Athens in. I have my old Athens, which is the original binary cam. I have an old Bowtech. I have a slightly older Matthews. I have an Oneida and APA.
Yeah.
And not one of those bows is the same in how it acts, how to tune it, how to do whatever. It's like they have their own little personalities.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're trying to tune the bow to fit you, there's so many rabbit trails you can go down on. And trying to tune the arrows to the bow, so many rabbit. You were on a rabbit trail.
I've been kicked down some serious wormholes the last month between the spine bending off of that guy from Texas's video, and then 2 days ago, Reagan, an old timer, I think he lives in Wellington.
Oh, is it Wellington?
I think he lives in Wellington. He brought to me the rabbit hole of ballistics, using ballistic charting.
Yeah. I was there. I was at
Yeah.
the whatever that shoot was.
Yeah, so using a ballistics chart inside to basically get the elevation differences. If you want to shoot 10 yards, essentially get that ballistic difference in your elevation, and you can build a tape theoretically from that, is what the idea was.
Sure. I think it makes sense. There was
It does.
Cliff made that comment about the React site from Trophy Ridge, I think, who's the one who makes it.
Yeah.
And theoretically, if you, I think, sight in at 20 and 60 or 20 and 40.
Yeah, it's something like that. I looked at it.
And it does some sort of
real similar
internal calculation that gets you really, really close. And it just makes sense because it's math and, it's physics.
Yeah.
So
the gravitational pull don't change. So.
Yeah. And so I think it, makes absolute
so
sense.
I've messed around with reloading, and I have a few ballistic apps, and I'm trying to leverage one of those to try to work for that application.
Dude, even the other day you saw me shooting with my longbow, and I normally shoot instinctive. I never really, veered away from that. And I was trying something that was new to me. Now, I knew that people did it. I just never did it. Gap shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Gap shooting was something that I was trying to wrap my mind around for how to do it well. And that's traditional archery. I shoot longbows. I don't really, for my recurves, I shoot that for bow fishing. I don't really hunt with a recurve or target shoot with a recurve, but I love my longbows.
Yeah.
And I was trying something new, and you would think that that's as simple as it gets, a longbow shooting off the shelf, right? But there's still so much to it that you can find something to be passionate about, something to nerd out about, something to just really grab onto in archery. Yeah. There's so much room for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, the more the merrier. The more we can bring in, the easier it is to secure that this awesome sport. I mean, there's just so many different ways to do archery, from target, indoor, 3D. I mean, it's never ending.
Yeah. And it's not something, I think it's something that people should be able to rally behind. Because one of the things in the modern world that I see with all the technology is that we get so wrapped up in this that we don't enjoy the outdoors anymore, and yet we're pretending to care about the environment that we don't even spend any time in as a people. So it's like, if you're going to care about the environment, at least spend some time in it, for goodness sakes.
Yeah.
Go out there and fish, hunt, hike, camp, something.
Anything. I mean, anything helps. I mean, it all goes to the, whenever you buy that stuff, it all helps out in the end.
Yeah.
So.
Dude, I tell you what, one toy that, it's not really a toy, but one part of the bow that I've actually really been impressed with, and you're going to laugh because you're like, I stopped you from tying the prusik knot. It's that daggum easy slide, easy glide, or whatever the thing is called from Hamsky. And instead of the spring, using that, elastomeric dampener, that thing that goes, the Hamsky one.
Yeah.
I have really, I thought it was a gimmick. I didn't think that it was going to work all that well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so Roy, he sold me his Hamsky Epsilon. And I put that on my APA Mamba 33. And that thing was so easy to set up. I didn't have to do any fancy super duper knots, take up, which would really mean that I would take up extra D-loop material. I didn't have to do any of that. And it works. It is so secure, easy on, easy off.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a handy little trinket for the limb drives.
Holy smokes, dude. And it works on every limb-driven rest that I have.
Yeah.
I have one of the original limb driver rests. I'm pretty sure it's this Vapor Trails was the one who makes it. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about earlier. Like you asked me about it, the other night?
Yeah.
When you saw it, I was like, this is like first generation limb driver. And it works on that. It works on my Trophy Taker SmackDown Pro.
Yeah.
And it works on obviously it's going to work on the Hamsky. So I'm really, and it's something it's simple.
So simple. I mean, I have giant ones on my wall tent. They're just,
exactly.
It's just a slide and a little kink over and that's it.
Yeah.
No messing around with stuff. It's easy. I mean, Hamsky's good at making a lot of things, I should say. I really like their weight set. They're expensive, but they're easy, toolless, so I pay for it and kind of running that system on my Target stuff. But how is the Athens treating you?
So far, it's pretty good. And here's a shout out to a character, a local legend, if you will, and you should, is Gavin. And so we just did the access shoot last night, and there was just something, like I said, every bow is different, and I had just gotten this bow. And so I was just I slapped some things on there, got it to where it was shooting a decent enough bullet hole, and I just wanted to test it out. And so I got to anchor, and it just didn't feel quite right. It's not that I wasn't shooting or like hitting what I was aiming. It's not that. It was just something that was different. So when you get to full draw, for those who don't know, everything, a lot of it is feel to me anyways. And so I'm getting there, and anchor didn't feel good. Alignment didn't feel good. I was just going. So I asked Gavin, who's an awesome shot. Don't let that go to your head, Gavin, if you ever listen to this. And
it already gone to his head.
It probably did. And it probably did, knowing Gavin. So anyways, for those who don't know Gavin, let me describe him to you, just so that whenever we do have him on as a guest or you see him in one of our videos, you'll be like, oh, that's Gavin. So imagine if Crocodile Dundee, if you're old enough to remember who that is, had a baby with the Uncle Joey from Full House. That is how my brain processes Gavin. But then add in just an amazing shot when it comes to archery. So I don't know who I'd compare him to, because he shoots both traditional and compound equally well, I would say.
He's pretty versatile.
Yeah, and so he's there, and so just have that in your head. So Crocodile Dundee, Uncle Joey from Full House, not to be mistaken for Uncle Jesse. Don't get your minds twisted, especially you, Gavin. I'm not comparing you to Uncle Jesse. And but a really awesome shot. Maybe Randy Ulmer. Like he could be a Randy Ulmer. I don't know. I haven't heard too much about that guy. I liked his broadheads back in the day.
Yeah. His design is legendary.
Yeah. But anyhow, I needed a second opinion, and he was there. And of course I'm going to ask him, because the guy knows what he's talking about. And he saw a couple of things right off the bat. And it bothered me that he asked me to be different, to shoot different, to tune different. And not that I didn't buy into what he was saying. It just was hard to digest because the dude knows his stuff and I don't know my stuff nearly as well as he does. And so it took me some time. I got back to the house. I couldn't go to sleep. So I did, I pulled a Roy, which is obsess about it and then not go to sleep and therefore work on your bow. So I did that for a little bit. And, how do I like my Athens? I wish that they were still a company, or I wish there was a company that would buy them out, because this bow is super easy to tune. Good gravy.
Just looking at that bow, it is very well designed. I really like it. I mean,
oh my gosh, it hurts to know that that's going to be like a one of a kind.
That's a relic at this point.
Oh my gosh. So to change the draw length is super easy. I don't have to, like, for me to get my Matthews tuned, because I feel like I wish they did it in quarters instead of halves, but I feel like I'm a quarter inch short. So I'm going to either play with my D loop or get one of those mods. And that is a pain. For the Athens, 2 torque screws.
For some mods.
Yeah, 2 torque screws on the Athens.
Yeah.
Click, click. You're where you need to be.
Yeah.
For draw length. As far as cam lean or left and right tuning kind of deal, super easy, barely an inconvenience. Use that little doohickey that they have at the bottom, which you and I both saw.
That was the first time I seen the axle system on that thing, and I get it. It accomplishes the same exact thing that Bowtech does, but it is a much different design. Yeah.
It's a shame. It is a shame, man.
I mean, it does the same thing. I get it, but it is different.
All right, so now it's my turn to put you on the spot. You asked me about my Athens. I'm going to ask you. I remember when I first met you, and yeah, you're adjusting your hat because I think you know where this is going. When I first met you, you were all about the Bowtech. All about telling me about there was so much technology into it.
Well, I was shooting a Matthews when you met me.
Well,
the V3X.
When I met you after I came back to archery the second time, because I took a hiatus because of my injuries, and now suddenly,
well, I got my hands on that Elite, and I tell you what, I know the Bowtechs are really good. But my style of shooting, I shoot a limb stop better.
Sure.
I picked up that Elite, started shooting it, and this is a 6-year-old bow, 7-year-old bow.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, that thing holds like a rock for me.
It does.
I mean, there's a noticeable difference. And I use that, what's that app called?
Steady Aim.
Steady Aim.
Yeah, from South Africa.
Yeah, and I mean, the graph shows it very clearly that I'm holding probably 10% better. And, I'm probably going to end up, I am going to end up getting the new, what is it? The
Verdict.
The Verdict.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm going to get a 70-pound Verdict in probably about a month or two. So, I'm probably going to end up hunting with it, honestly.
Sure.
As a Western bow.
Why not?
Yeah. So, I really like those things. They hold good.
So, the one that you have doesn't have their tuning system where you kind of twist the limb. I don't want to say twist the limb, but
it doesn't. It's the generation right before that. So it's got solid limbs and solid limb pockets, and the pivot point's all solid. It's not I cannot remember the name of that system. But aside from that, I really like the let-off adjustment on the new ones because it's actually a micro-driven.
No kidding.
Yeah, there's a set screw in it. And then there's a Allen wrench inside there that runs a gear on your draw stop to adjust the let off. So it's real intuitive that way. So
that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So it goes to show we just listed off a bunch of the bows that we've owned, that we want to own, and there's just so much to archery, and that kind of, for anyone who wonders why we're doing what we're doing, this is why. We're trying to promote the sport of archery, whether it be in target shooting, whether it be in bow hunting, all of the above, because that's something that we can claim is that we do all of the above. There's
Yeah.
not anything that we're not happy, joyful, having fun with when it comes to archery.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you keep the joy in it and you'll stick to it
Yeah.
for sure. But I mean, to me, at the end of the day, I do everything I do in the archery world because I want to put meat in my freezer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of my end goal all the time.
Dude, that's one of the things I'm looking forward to in this season. So I had my hopefully last ever surgery. Oh, please, yeah, last ever surgery. This past spring, early or late winter, early spring, and last year I was out for the count for a good long while because it was my ankle that I had surgery on, and pounding around with a bum ankle sucks.
Yeah.
So I was out for a little bit, and then this year finally shooting again. It's still sore, which I don't know. I might get a referral. I might go on base. So Teton therapy. If you end up watching this, any of y'all, you guys might see me again because you guys are awesome. But we have enough time to where I can get ready for TAC to shoot with you guys instead of call out sick like I did last time, and then plenty of time to make sure I'm taking all of September off. I'm not even kidding. This is a
That'd be nice.
guaranteed
I
statement.
wish I
I'm
could do
taking
that.
all of
That'd be
September
awesome.
off, and I'm going to try to hit those woods with the exception of my wedding anniversary, unless of course I can.
You got married in September?
This was beforehand, man. I got married. This was beforehand. I didn't know what elk was. I didn't grow up
I think
in
you should
Colorado,
renew your
Wyoming.
vows in a different,
In a different month.
for sure.
Or what I'm thinking, Christine's never gonna watch this, so she's not gonna know that I'm thinking about this. Is we'll have our anniversary while we hunt.
Hey, if she'll go for it.
Well, I'm just saying. What's more romantic than a husband and wife chasing elk, calling, shooting, hiking? Oh, that's
Yeah, I mean, sounds good to me.
yeah, that's romantic right
But I'm
there.
not doing that with you.
No. Well, not the romantic stuff, but we can sure as heck hunt, hike, and all that stuff. Come on now. We don't got to be holding hands and all lovey-dovey. Get out of here. I'd never
I'll have
did
to
I
drop
say.
you a pin to this. There's a bench in the middle of nowhere up there in the snowies.
Yeah.
With a great view. That would be a cool place to take a wife.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell you,
With a
man.
good view.
She's shooting that Eva Shockey Gen 3. And then so the Bullseye finally got the Emergence. I got to see that thing. That is a sweet looking, sweet feeling bow.
Yeah.
Holy smokes, darting. I know. I don't know. I don't know enough about the whole darting
Nobody
thing.
knows enough about the darting thing, but something's going on. I don't know why all them people would leave.
How many people is it now? Who are they?
I know at least 4.
4? Yeah, and 4 big names.
Yeah.
Where'd they go off to, though? Where do you think they went off to?
Welcome to Struggle Bus Archery. Oh,
Power of movie magic.
yeah. I know you're not that much older than me, but sometimes I can tell you've hanged around a lot of old people.
What are you talking about?
You're cheesy. Your dad cheesy.
That was a Wayne's World reference.
I know.
What's wrong with... No, Wayne's World isn't my dad's generation. That's my
No,
generation.
I'm saying you're like cheesy, like dad jokes all the time.
Oh my gosh. I can't even say that because I didn't grow up with my father, so
Yeah.
I'm not like emulating him.
No.
That's so funny though.
Yeah, you're
That's with
got
4 kids. That's what it is.
dad. Cheesy dad vibes. My son tells me I'm cheesy too, like that. So
That's funny.
So we left off. We were going from Darton. What were we talking about after Darton? We said they were struggle busing. You said that new bow came in over at Bullseye.
Yeah, the Emergence. So that got us on that train of thought about Darton.
Yeah.
But it's just to me, it's not a good look that we have that much drama for that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't look that's not a good look to me. Because at that point, I don't know. I'm all for capitalism, but it can't just be about the money. It has to be about the community as well.
Yeah.
And growing the community at the expense of making money at the expense of growing the community is it doesn't make sense capitalism wise, because you have to grow the community if you want to make more money.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't push everybody out and expect to make money.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. What else we got going? Oh, been doing a lot of 3D shoots lately.
Which is weird because they call you Paper Roy.
It's odd. I don't know where that came from. I do prefer shooting paper, but
I don't know where that came from either.
yeah, they're goofy. Yeah, but I do like shooting in a controlled environment much more. I mean, I can handle weather with the best of them, but if I have my choice, we had that Arctic shoot, and man, it was what they call it. It was cold.
You guys look cold.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. There was this one gal that was at the I don't know what that stabilizer company, I can't remember. Anyways, they were set up right beside me and Jonah. Yeah. And she just absolutely looked miserable. And in fact, and this isn't me trying to be sexist, it's just the observation. It seemed like all the women that I saw out there who weren't shooting looked absolutely miserable.
Oh man, I couldn't imagine if I brought my wife out and she doesn't shoot. She's not an outdoorsy person.
Dude.
And she's not good at hiding it, so I can only imagine.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
Scary.
Their faces were just like
seriously, you drug me out to sit in 35 degrees, 32 degrees, snow, sleet, rain.
That seemed like it was a fun shoot for a lot of people.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we made the best of it, had fun. But, I mean, like I said, controlled environment.
Yeah.
I kind of like that for the sake of form and practicing on myself.
Sure.
You know, I think there's something for that. But
dude, I'm just happy shooting. Yeah. One of the things that I like about shooting outdoors though is it gets you ready especially here in Wyoming. If you've never been here to Wyoming, especially on the eastern side, it is very windy. And shooting in the wind, like what we were doing when I was trying to get my bow, my APA, just to get it within plus or minus.
Oh yeah, we were in like 20-mile-an-hour side gusts.
If
that's
not
light.
More.
Yeah. That's light wind out here.
Holy smokes. And that's a true challenge, because max effective range in a controlled environment, I'm pretty sure we could hit 70, 80 yards and be confident about it. But here we are in the wind and we're going, okay, so for me, sometimes what I'll do to fix my left and right without doing Kentucky windage, I'll put the string on either side of my nose a little bit more. I know some people that will cant their bows and it's one of those things to where I'm going, oh, man, the wind, dude. And here's something that I discovered about myself. I need to shoot with my glasses on. I'm getting older, that's for sure. And the star bursting, because I have really bad astigmatism, I might have to go to like a smaller peep, or I might have to do
what about
tape
like
on my.
I was gonna say like a rheostat on your.
I might have to do something
because
like
I know if my pin is just wide open to the sun, it's way too bright.
It was starbursting like crazy, and I was going, I've never had this issue before, but I have really bad astigmatism to where when I'm driving at night, everything is starbursting.
Yeah. Oh, one idea I was kicking around, I want to figure out for 3D shooting for like ASA how there's an upper and lower 12.
Sure.
I want to get my cuts so I aim center no matter what. And then just crank down if it's a 30-yard shot. Aim center, but set my sight to like 28.5 for lower. And then, so that way, for ease of aiming, you're just aiming at the middle every time like we do with the center 12s.
Yeah.
So that's something I'm going to go down a wormhole hard on, too, because I'm going to try to do all the RMAA 3D shoots, and they do ASA style.
Sure.
So the next one's coming up next month at in Bailey, Colorado.
Okay.
So that'll be cool.
That other shoot that you were talking about, I'm not going to be able to go. I looked at my calendar, and I'm going to be over in Jackson, Wyoming.
Oh, what are you doing over there?
Christine,
Oh,
she wants to go on a vacation.
yeah.
I have a lot of leave to go through this year.
Yeah.
And so...
You're talking about the safari shoot in 2 weeks.
Yeah, so I'll be in Jackson, barring weather, because it's Wyoming. So barring weather...
Are you going to drive all the way over there?
I think so, yeah.
That's a haul.
That is. But it's a beautiful drive.
Oh, yeah.
Like whenever we'll be going to what is it, Flaming Gorge for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, you really got to get into bow fishing, man. Dude, if you love fishing, you're gonna and you love archery, you're gonna love bow fishing.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be a rabbit hole for you.
I can't take it. I got too many wormholes. Keeps me busy.
Dude, it's gonna be the bee's knees, as you like to say. If you've ever seen Cliff and I, when we're in his boat and we're bow fishing, dude, it's like two big giant children because we're just having a blast. Oh my gosh. It is
funny.
an absolute riot to shoot at fish in a big giant barrel, and you're trying to adjust for refraction.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and movement, because it's not like you can just go mac and then the fish are gonna stop. It's like you're going, it's swimming along, and you're like, all right, this is where it's gonna be. Adjust for refraction. This is about how deep it is. Therefore, I'm gonna aim here. Skapow! And then when you get that sucker and it's pulling drag, oh my gosh.
We got a lot of carp in our lakes.
Yeah, we do.
They definitely need cleaning up.
Yeah, dude. Go.
Rock Springs is full of them too.
Hawk Springs, Rock Springs, Wheatland 1. There's
Even the pond here in town by the highway on I-25 right there.
Sloan's? No, not Sloan's. Absaraka?
Yeah.
No,
Dude, there's
for real?
ton of them in there.
I didn't know that. I have never seen carp in there.
Oh, yeah.
No kidding. Dude, that's where we should do. We
Yeah.
should go there, make it super easy. I shoot out of my kayak.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to have a big fancy boat.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can go bank carp bow fishing too.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. So that's coming up. We got the safari shoot in 2 weeks. I think I'm going to shoot. So that safari shoot's on a Sunday. The day before that, Christian was telling me that Jax is doing a 3D shoot too.
Another one.
Yeah, so I'm probably going to do Saturday and Sunday.
See, that's where Jax is smart. They're doing that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because, no offense to Sportsman's Warehouse here in Cheyenne, but I'm sorry, it's like y'all barely exist.
Oh, we need to talk about the LCCC shoot.
Yeah, why not?
Because that
Yeah.
was something that happened between here and now and then.
Sure.
I think it was a raging success. We put on a fundraiser event for the local community college. They reached out to us at CFA.
In less than 2 weeks.
Yeah, they came to our club and was basically asking for for help because they're not receiving much funding, and we put together a pretty lucrative little shoot for them.
Yeah. It was for something that we didn't have a whole lot of lead time. There was a whole lot of
Yeah,
participation.
and we need to shout out all the local companies
Yeah.
because they stepped up. What was it? R&B gift card, the Jump Castle place, Frontier Trampoline Park.
Yeah.
Yep. The barber shop, Viva 307 hooked it
Viva
up.
307. Look at this fade right here, buddy.
Yeah, they hooked us up with a gift card. Who else were we missing? Oh, Creator.
Created creates.
Yes. They hooked us up with some awesome arrowheads that they make. They do some cool craft stuff.
Yeah, they do.
Hopefully we hear back from them soon on our sign.
Yeah.
So I don't got to superimpose it in the post operation.
Sure.
So
Let's see.
else?
Murdoch's. Murdoch's was one of the more
yes,
popular
Murdoch's
prizes.
really stepped up for sure.
dude.
That was really cool of them.
They're going to pick up an archery section.
That would be cool.
And I want to be a part of it because the archery section over at Sportsman's is severely lacking.
It's dying. It seems like they're kind of getting away from it.
They have like a few bows, but nobody at Sportsman's. And this is my personal opinion. They don't know much about archery, if anything at all.
No.
And so it's one of those things to where, I love competition because, like I said, I'm a capitalist. I love competition. But if you're going to compete, try.
Well, I mean, Wyoming is known for their gun community. So
Sure.
I'm sure they're making hand over fist just selling guns here. So I don't know if they, you have to have special personnel to work on bows, training. Yeah. I mean, guns is kind of point and shoot. So I don't know. That'd be cool, though, if Murdoch's came through.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
With the archery division.
I would love to shoot one of those fancy schmancy magnesium, magnetite, or whatever thing, Magnus something from what is it, Expedition? Is that, or Obsession? Which one of those companies is it?
I don't recall.
But I think just having different brands, different offerings, I'd be pushing APA so hard on those guys. Be like, pick up APA, just do it. I don't know, man. I like the variety.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt anybody to have a little bit of variety. So, yeah, the LCCC thing was a huge success. They had fun, it seemed like.
Oh man, those guys had a blast.
Yeah, those young folks, they got to hang out with us and ask questions and learn. So I really enjoyed that. That was a key thing in what we were trying to do here.
To the point where they came out for the Access Yes shoots, and just to have that fun.
Yeah,
we showed them that we're making archery fun again, and sure enough, they're still having fun with us. Yeah. So that's awesome, dude. Yeah,
that's what it's all about, man. Getting the kids involved, getting the young kids involved, the young adults. I mean, make it approachable. Don't be all grumpy.
Like the older generations.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Be a little approachable when you see somebody new on the line. Be nice to people, man. Get more involved.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the deal.
Whoever that kid was that was shooting with Gavin lucked out because Gavin loves to teach.
Wasn't it Lincoln?
Was it? Oh yeah, Lincoln. That's right.
Yeah,
it was Lincoln. He wasn't at LCCC, but he's in our JOAD. Yeah,
he shoots JOAD with us.
Yeah,
he's been getting serious. He's taken to it.
Oh yeah,
it's cool.
They score tomorrow.
Yeah, we gotta do scoring tomorrow.
But LCCC. I think it's because sometimes people they go, well, why don't you just focus on Cheyenne field archers? I was like, the more clubs, the merrier. And if all the clubs help each other out, the better it is.
Yeah.
Like there's this one fella that does the 4-H JOAD apparently, and I guess that guy has 150 kids.
Yeah. Well, they do everything though. 4-H kind of covers a lot of things.
I wasn't ever in 4-H.
So, yeah, but what else? Oh, well, we were hoping eventually. I think the LCCC we make a pretty good partnership eventually. We got to talk with the right people.
Yeah.
I mean, they got a big arena. I know that a lot of the CFA members want to see us get our feet in there and put some 3D targets out in there.
That would be awesome.
I think it would be a regional event.
Oh, yeah.
Because that thing, I mean, if you're riding bulls in there, it's pretty good size. I've never seen it, but that would be pretty sweet to have an large indoor shoot. There's stands.
Oh, yeah. We can have whatever kind of shoot in there. It doesn't have to just be 3D. It could be our version of Spooky Nooks, or how are you? I said Spooky Nukes.
Yeah. It'd be awesome, man. Just create more opportunity, reach out to people, help them out. I like that stuff. So.
And I know that you said that Wyoming has a healthy gun community, but it doesn't have to be an either or for the people listening. You can have a healthy gun community and a healthy archery community. Roy and I both shoot guns.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're anti-gun. That'd be crazy. we're super duper pro 2A.
No, and I think that's a problem in the hunting community, shooting sports community, is that they want to divide and, oh, you're a bow hunter, and then bow hunters try to stand over rifle hunters that kill a lot of animals at 1,000 yards. They try to make it a big deal and stand over each other on stuff, and that's just counterproductive.
And it doesn't, not only is it counterproductive, it is a literal waste of time. Are you playing by the rules?
Yeah.
And if you're playing by the rules, then what's the issue? Like literally, whether you sometimes people go traditional versus compound, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going,
just tries to find a niche to,
for goodness sakes,
put a stick in it.
If just have fun.
Yeah.
Do it right. And if you like, I shoot both traditional and compound. I don't know. Sometimes it's just the way that I feel one day, or like for this past week, I took apart all my bows and rearranged and did the whole, hokey pokey until I turned myself around and put a different sight on the different bows, switched out the rest to one bow and put another. And so I was out compound bows. I was like, I have a lot, but none of them were put together. So I'm not going to shoot any of them. To the point where you were laughing at me because you're like, oh, yeah, you're going to shoot your stick bow at the access.
This guy buys 2 brand new bows in a month, and he shows up to the benefit shoot for the access, with a longbow. I was like,
hey, come on now. I hit my targets at least half the time.
Yeah, that's all right.
So, yeah,
as long as you're smiling while you're doing it.
Exactly, man.
But I just like to razz you up.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the whole thing that I think people need to really remember, is that it's not like when we're trying to promote archery, it's not at the expense of gun ownership or, gun shooting. It's definitely not. I still got to sight in my 30-06. I still got to take my wife out to the range so she can shoot her new 22. So yeah. I just don't see why it has to be an either or.
Yeah, that's crazy. But
yeah, I don't know, man. I think there's a lot going into the horizon for Bigfoot archery. A lot of people still don't understand, why it is that we're doing what we're doing. They think that it's funny that we're making podcast videos. We're not trying to be celebrities. We're trying to just be a positive contribution to the archery community, and this is our way of expressing it. If you've ever been to a shoot with Roy and I, with Cliff, it's a fun time just watching us cut up, watch us razz on each other like Roy was saying, and we just make it to where it's not some sort of we take away the barriers to entry. We go, hey, you want to learn how to shoot?
Man,
we'll help you learn how to shoot.
My archery career would have been so much more fast forward if I felt that it was approachable into the community. It took me a while to gain the confidence to be able to stand on the line with all these guys. And I'm not going to lie, it still kind of gets me a little flustered here and there. I mean, I shot an arrow into a metal turkey that I should have slam dunked every time, and I'm more than capable of doing. But I mean, when you got everybody's quiet, watching you, it's intimidating, and I get it for the younger people that haven't been around. Archery is a lot of it takes a lot of confidence.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's so funny that you mentioned that, because I remember it was 2 weeks ago, and I didn't bring my rangefinder, and it was my first time shooting 3D in a very long time, and I was like, I'm just going to go. I can't find this sucker. And I'm over there asking you for ranges, and you ended up not changing your pin height. And you're like, what in the world? And the following shot, I was like, hey, what's the range? And you were like, just take it. Just leave me alone.
Dude, I got a brain like a goldfish, man. I got to stay in the zone or bad things start happening. And that's just kind of me. So I got a short memory span sometimes. But
dude, it
with
was
stuff
funny.
like that, and goofy mistakes usually cost me at the scorecard sometimes.
Oh man, it's funny though.
But it's fun, you can't get too spun up about stuff. Just make the best of it. Be blessed we're here.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. And I don't know about you, but I'm probably gonna shoot tonight. I kind of want to tinker with the bow again over at CFA. So I lowered my peep sight, which means that I should lower also my sight housing, which will help. And then it seems like the alignment's there, and I just want to fling a few arrows downrange, see how it all feels, how it all shoots. Then I'll mess with, right now technically the bow is tuned, which is weird because I feel like the timing is slightly off. I don't know. I haven't checked the timing, but because it shot through paper okay, I was just like, I'm not going to worry about it for now. I just want to get a feel for the bow.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, big things for Bigfoot Archery. Be a part of Bigfoot Archery. Be part of the Bigfoot Archery Nation. Just to give one last kind of get to know us background. The reason it's an Indian head is because we didn't want to just use the Sasquatch kind of logo and be too on the nose. So that's number one. Number two, Chief Bigfoot was a Native American. Roy has Native American blood. I get mistaken for Native American all the time. And we just thought that it was a very awesome way of honoring the people of this land and everybody's shared heritage of shooting archery. So that's why it's the Indian head logo. We wanted to have that tribute to the past. We wanted to, get off the beaten path.
Maybe at the fun shoot when we get your deal riled up that you want to do for the month for the belt.
Yeah.
Get some headdresses and...
Oh, dude, I would be for that. But next thing you know, it's going to be like that one kid from the Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, then they found out that he was Native anyway.
Was. Oh, my gosh. You know how ridiculous society is getting?
I'll have to put my 23andMe on my back while I wear it.
Well, technically, I have Native American blood, I guess. But it's like one of those things like, oh, for goodness sakes, people are just too daggum sensitive. Let's have fun. No one's meaning anything ill.
Yeah.
And... we're minorities. We're two minorities letting the other people know it is okay. We can just be okay. Everyone take a deep breath. All right? Let's just have fun. Let's shoot archery. Let's go hunt. Let's go bowfish. Let's just do all these fun things and forget all that hate.
Yep. Stacking and whacking.
Oh, yeah. Is that your send off? Stacking and whacking.
Yeah.
Gripping and ripping. All right. So anyhow, that's it for us. And as always, this is Bigfoot Archery. Be legendary.